Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine. Live right here in the city of Memphis. It's in the county sheriff, it's in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, February the 10th, 2019. The time, 12:50 a.m. First, say thank you to all my family, my support for your continued encouragement support. I'll continue to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'll continue to further my education, Monroe College Online, pursuing my social restudy, business administration, concentration mark. At this present time, I'm taking a break from going to school, but in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College Online to continue to pursue my social reading study and continue to pursue my social reading, business administration, concentration mark. Excuse me. And also, back in 2009, 2010, I had went to Remington College right here in the city of Memphis, and I was studying medical billing and coding, and I graduated with a diploma, but I didn't get the certification. So because I didn't get the certification, I was not able to be employed in the medical billing and coding field as of January of this year, right at the end. Like I said, as of January of 2019, I enrolled in Health Tech Institute of Memphis, right here. As a matter of fact, it's right here in the city of Memphis, and I'm studying medical assistant, but included in my tuition is the certification and things like that, and the cost of the certification is included, and it's a 9-month course. So it's from January, since I enrolled in the month of January of 2019, I'll be graduating in the end of October. 9 months. But I will be graduating. I get my diploma plus the certification, and so that's what I'm presently doing. As of right now, including working. But I want to make sure I inform everyone. But what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do my Instagram. Excuse me, I'm gonna do my Instagram right now, Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine. Live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, February the 10th, 2019. The time is 12:55 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logos. First, always put God first. Always thank God for all the blessings and the guidance that He provides us all with. That's the most important thing. Put God first. That's the most important thing. God always come first. Now, here we go. Oh yeah, I had to have my little notes with me. But I tell you one thing, because of them little notes, you see a positive change because of these little notes that I keep, and I do my video. A positive change. But I'm gonna continue to speak out. I'm gonna continue to complain. People saying they are a gang. I'm gonna speed up because we got some information to cover. So people saying they are mob, and people saying they are and then you know what they put, when they say they're a gang and they're a gangster, they are mob and they are mobster. Then that stir on the end. Now let me say this. But don't misunderstand about that stir on the end. You know and I know. We know. Some people didn't go that far in school. You know what I'm talking about? You put that stir on the end. Excuse me. You know what I'm talking about. You put that stir on the end. Yeah. And See, you see where I'm going. You see where I'm going with this. A lot of people, they think about it in the past. Think about it in the past. We ain't talking about today. Think about early 1900s or after the Civil War or even before the Civil War. And you put that stir on the end. And when it comes to pronunciation, all these people on African slave ships coming to America didn't know how to speak English. You know where we're going with this, you know. And the people who speak English, they will say all this, like saying boss. You know what I'm talking about. You see where we're going with this? Remember how they were saying when we looked the word boss up? You remember when I was doing the dictionary, and we would go to Merriam-Webster.com and dictionary.com, and we would go to the dictionary on these words. Remember we looked the word boss up, and master and all. You know what I'm talking about. And think about on a slave plantation, you had all these African slaves being brought over who did not speak English, period. Who did not speak English. They just spoke their native language, Niger Congo. Because the majority of the slaves, or over 99% of the, overwhelming majority of the slaves that came from the continent of Africa came from sub-Saharan Africa and Niger Congo. They did not speak English. And so then the history of gangs, see, all this is all together. You understand? All this means the same. It was wrong. But when you talk about people saying, I'm this, I'm a gang, and I'm a gangster, I'm a mob, I'm a mobster, and then you put that stir on the end. See, when you look in the dictionary, that Merriam-Webster dictionary, and you looking at Oxford English dictionary, you know where we're going. Now, let me speed up every time we want to. But I just want to make sure we get that point. See, that's a very serious point. That's very serious. Very serious. And people be saying they are boss. People be saying they're a goon, they're a thug. People be saying they're a crook and a hoodlum and a mac and a player. People be saying they're a pimp and a whore. People be saying they're a hustler. People be saying they're a nigga. They're a nigga house nigga. People be saying, you done heard people say that about themselves. Not somebody calling you, like somebody called me. But I'm saying, just like Eric, just say that Eric, I say it about myself. I'm a real, it's some ignorant nonsense. Ignorant nonsense. Street slang. Ignorant nonsense. And like I said, I use myself. I always put myself, because people. I graduated high school. You understand? I graduated from high school, earned my high school diploma. Now I do have some years of college. I went to Monroe College, and I haven't earned my social security yet. I do intend, because I got to pay that student loan back. So I'm going back to Monroe College and earn my social security. And but some people didn't go that far in school, but they got a GED. And then you have those people who just didn't go that far in school, period, for whatever reason, regardless of the reason. Now, but then, you don't know how to, you don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know science, you don't know technology, you don't know social studies, because you didn't go that far in school. And when it comes to vocational technical training, I know about on-the-job training and all that, and people self-learn and self-taught. I know all about that. Every human being on this earth had a capacity to learn. We already know that. But everybody didn't go that far in school. And so, for that reason, that's the reason why you don't know vocational and technical training. But we know the people that did go far in school, they go to middle of it, they earned a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, the sorority and the fraternity. And don't let that sorority and fraternity mislead you. Excuse me. Now, when it comes to examples of street slang, music, and then think about some of the children games, like I always show, hop and scotch, tic-tac-toe, and you probably know some more. I don't want to spend too much, but let's think about music, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doo and wop, bebop, the street slang. Nothing official, nothing right. Think about money. Now you can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia. You can look up money, currency and exchange. People all over the earth. Just like people all over the earth communicate and use language. People all over the earth use money, currency and exchange. They make up street slang for money, currency and exchange. Now here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money: bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamin, dead presidents. Nothing right, none official about no street slang. That's all it is, street slang. Now, the sorority and the fraternity. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, founded in Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693. The second oldest institution of higher learning here in the United States of America. Now, Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded on December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi, first sorority, founded in 1851 Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia. And the first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874 at Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York. As you can see, there's nothing right, there's nothing official about no sorority and no fraternity. Now, you know the basis of the sorority and fraternity is them old world secret societies. It's them old world secret societies. Now, for example, the Eastern Star and Freemasons, they be talking about Euclid, the mathematician. Lived in Alexandria, Egypt, around 1390, 1425, and they be talking about him in that Hollowell manuscript, or the Regis poem, and also in that Cook manuscript. There's another manuscript called the Dowling manuscript. Now, some examples of them old world secret societies: Skull and Bones, Rosicrucian, the Sons of Liberty, Thug Society, the Proud Scion, Order of Templar Orientals, Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arabic Order, the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Redmen, the P.O. Sisterhood, Freemasonry, Eastern Star, the Lower Order of Moose, you heard of the Elks, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Pathias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Forester Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grange, the Ancient Order of Hermannans. That's just a few. There's some more. Now, I didn't mention all of them. There's some more. Take my word for it, some more. Now you had excuse me. You had the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonari, the Black Hand. When you say mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. When you say mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. When you say Cosa Nostra, that's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, Osirica, and there's some more. There's some more. I didn't name all of them. There's some more. Now, the sorority and the fraternity, as you can see, nothing official, nothing right about the sorority and the fraternity. The sorority and the fraternity, them old world secret society. And little girls and little boys get recruited by the sorority and fraternity, and they get initiated. Those rituals that the sorority and the fraternity be doing, the rituals. You know what I'm talking about. See, these are things that nobody told you about the sorority and fraternity. See, a little girl, a little boy, if you haven't been told, you'll go in there thinking, oh man, I'm finna go join the sorority and fraternity like you finna go join the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. I mean that's the way it's being presented. You understand? Oh man, ain't nothing wrong with the sorority and fraternity, just like on these historically black colleges and universities, and these Hispanic association colleges and universities. You understand? The influence of pop culture. They use pop culture and entertainment, to draw you in, to get you to, like hip hop. Oh man, come on man, join in, man. Man, we're gonna have a spring break. When spring break comes, you remember BET? They had spring break on BET. They use entertainment to draw your attention. They don't tell you the truth. And think about it. Matter of fact, this February, this Black History Month. And you think about it. This is what I want. The little girls, little boys. This is what I want the sorority fraternity to think about. This Black History Month. This is Black History Month. I want people all around the world to remember. I want y'all to see. I want to get a point across. Since this Black History Month, February, and them sorority and fraternities, the sorority and fraternities. This Black History Month. This is Black History Month. See, the truth. See, expose the sorority and fraternity for lying. This Black History, since this is Black History Month, I want everybody around the world to remember. The kid to get your attention to remember when we talk about the sorority and fraternity. And since you think it's right, well, this is what I want to remind you about. This is Black History Month. You see where I'm going with this? See, this is Black History Month. History. The truth. This Black History Month. This is the truth. See, tell the truth. This Black, since you want to talk about Black history and you want to do all that stepping and all that, I tell you what, this is Black History Month. This Black History Month. Tell the truth. And if you won't tell the truth, I tell you this. Eric gonna tell the truth. I guarantee you, Eric gonna tell the truth. I guarantee. That's a guarantee. Eric gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna expose you for lying. And I'm gonna tell you like this. You better be careful. Because when Eric exposes you for lying, it gets real dangerous now. It can be very dangerous. It can be very dangerous for you. When I expose you for lying, you trying to influence Eric. See, that's what I have to remind you of. See, you try to influence me. Eric ain't going. Because when I expose, I'm telling you, man, it's going to get real dangerous for you. It's going to be real dangerous for the sorority and for the fraternity. It's going to be real dangerous on your part. It ain't safe. It's not safe. When I expose you, it's not safe. For you, you're not safe. You in danger. It's a possibility, man. So I'm telling you. But like I said, for everybody else around the world, the truth. The truth. Since this Black History Month, the sorority and fraternity, historical black college and university. Matter of fact, what have we just got? We just got to going over the first sorority and the first fraternity. The first fraternity, 1776. 1776. The first sorority, 1850 something. $1851, the first sorority. The first sorority. like I said, man, everybody around the world, you see the sorority fraternity. You see it. See, little boys, little girls, you see. Historically Black College and University, 1776, 1851. First sorority, 1851 fraternity, 1776. The truth. Let's move on, because, the sorority and fraternity, as you can see, the truth, tell the truth. They can make crimes, man. They can make crimes. With that hazing, all that hazing stuff. All that hazing, it's a crime. All that hazing is a crime. And that's what the sorority fraternity do. They be committing crimes on the campus and off the campus. And they use and abuse tobacco. They do. They use and abuse tobacco products. Chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigars. And now, today, in this day and time, now you got this electric stuff. But the other cigarettes and cigars, man, they'll take those cigarettes and cigars and put drugs in the cigarettes and cigars. Games of chance, gambling, games of chance. They indulge in immoral activities. What did that mean? What you think it mean? Robbery, scamming people for money, being on the internet in college and hacking the computer, stealing people's identity, burglary, cheating in school cheating. There's a lot of, there's a lot of other things, cheating on if you had to have a drug test, they'll cheat on it. If you had to take a drug test, you'll cheat on it. Instead of not using drugs, period, you'll cheat on the drug test. They indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. What that mean? Well, sexual assaults and having sex, period. We ain't gotta go into all that homosexual and lesbian stuff, because it's gonna amount to the same thing. All that transgender and transvestite, it's gonna amount to sexual deviance and sexual depravity. It's gonna mean the same thing. That's what the sorority fraternity be doing. See? They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. See, don't let that sorority fraternity mislead you. Because like we were talking about gang and mob and all that. That's the sorority and fraternity. See, there's no such thing, no gang, no gangster, no such thing, no mob, no mobster. And see, that's why all that gang base and mob base and all that, there's nowhere no place on the earth, or even out in space, nowhere in this universe. It's for that type of stuff to be going on. And don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. You've been hearing about people talking about it's a gang on the East Coast. It be the sorority and fraternity. All these colleges and universities up and down the East Coast. It be the sorority and fraternity doing it. You talking about it's a gang in Chicago and all that gang stuff. See, it goes all the way back. When you know the history of Chicago, did you look up the history of Chicago, Illinois, American history? And when you see people coming from, other parts of the world coming to America, all the Native Americans were living, here in the United States of America. And when you say the name Illinois, you say Chicago. You understand the pronunciation, see, that's Native American. And see, some of the people, the British and, during the Revolutionary War, came and settled. You understand? And then what was his name? Du Sable. Came from Haiti, the first African American, first African person to Chicago. You know the history about Du Sable. See, this is the reason why it's so important when you be talking about the gang in Chicago and on the East Coast and all that. See, there's no such thing as no gang, no mob. There's no such thing. See, it was the sorority and fraternity. That's the reason why when you talk about the folk gang and the My People gang and all this other stuff, the motorcycle gang, the sorority and fraternity. It's the sorority and fraternity. When you think about Los Angeles, California, you know the history of America. You know American history. And then you see the criminals, back in the prohibition and all that, when the organized crime in excuse me, and Hollywood and all that, Los Angeles, the Blood Gang, the Crip Gang, and the Stone Gang and all that, the sorority and the fraternity. The sorority and the fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. It's wrong trying to influence people to support that gang and all that criminal stuff, criminal street organizations, by lying to the general public about the Constitution. First of all, the Justice Department, the United States Justice Department, they tell everybody, domestic and foreign. First of all, organized crime is a crime. It's wrong. When you be talking about the gang and the mob, they tell everybody, domestic and foreign, it's a crime. That's a crime. It's wrong. Anybody that talk to you or say anything to you about the Constitution, talking about some freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of the press, and freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion, and all that stuff about the Constitution, the United States Justice Department, they tell everybody, domestic and foreign, that is wrong. You being lied to. You being lied to. They lying. There's no such thing, no gang, no mob. The organized crime is wrong. It's wrong. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Now, and then, the person and persons that started all this, it goes back to those old world secret societies. And that so-called sorority and fraternity. Renounce them. Renounce them. Denounce the whole concept. Denounce it. It's wrong. There's nothing right about no sorority, no fraternity, including those old world secret society. Now you want to do what's right. First, get out the sorority, fraternity. Don't support them old world secret society. We finna get into it, and don't even join the sorority fraternity. Don't join. Expose the sorority and fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Now, the sorority fraternity, they all these businesses. Remember all these businesses, companies, and corporations. You remember? See, when you know world history, American history, the sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities. They violate human rights and civil rights. They commit inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. Yes, they do. You know world history. Do you know world history? Do you know American history? That's the sorority and fraternity. They work for these businesses, companies, and corporations. They pollute the air, ground, water, noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. Don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Now, time is okay. Now this is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. Now, just like the organization we just got through talking about, the United Nations and all the organizations, there's some more organizations. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline, Defending Human Rights Without Frontiers, International Service for Human Rights, Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, the Conservation Fund, Legal Conservation Voters, Earthwatch Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteers, and also the Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, Rainforest Alliance, Rainforest Action Network, and also Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy and Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, the Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. So, all these organizations, and there are many other organizations, many other organizations. And these organizations, as you know, they trying to stop, they trying to end all the things that we just got to talk about with the businesses, companies, and corporations, the sorority and the fraternity. The sorority and fraternity. a sorority fraternity. And committing crimes against humanity, committing atrocities, violating human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment, all forms of discrimination and harassment, pollution of the air, ground, water, and noise pollution, destruction of the environment, nature, and wildlife. The sorority and fraternity. The sorority and fraternity. Now, what time? 1:30. Got some minutes left. Okay. Now we gotta get into this. Excuse me. Now, organized crime. Organized crime. Devil worship. The Catholic Church. The Catholic Church. All their particular churches. The Latin Rite, Latin, Alexandrian Rite, Coptic, Ethiopian, Eritrean, the Armenian Rite, Armenian, the Byzantine Rite, Albanian, Belarusian, Bulgarian, Croatian, Serbian, Greek, Hungarian, Italo-Albanian, Macedonian, Melkite, Romanian, Russian, Ruthenian, Slavic, Ukrainian, East Syrian Rite, Chaldean, Syro-Malabar, the West Syrian Rite, Maronite, Syriac, Syro-Malabar is organized crime. Devil worship. Now, you know that when you talk about the Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses, the people who were protesting the Catholic Church at that time, they were called Protestants because they were Catholics. You know history, right? You know world history. The people who were protesting at that time, they were Catholics. They were Catholics. And it was the Catholic Church that called those Catholics Protestants. They called them Protestants. The Protestant Reformation movement. When you say Reformation, reform, what are you trying to do? You trying to improve. You trying to, the church is trying to, you still a Catholic. You are still a Catholic. So, Protestant Reformation movement church and 95 Thesis church, organized crime. It's the Catholic Church. It's devil worship. The major branches: Adventism, Anabaptism, Anglicanism, Baptist churches, Calvinism, Lutheranism, Methodism, Pentecostalism. Minor branches: Hussitism, Wallashianism, Plymouth Brethren, Holiness Movement, Quakerism, and multiple others. The interdenominational movement, evangelicalism, charismatic movement, neo-charismatic movement. Then you have other developments: Arminianism, Pietism, Puritanism, Neo-Orthodoxy, Paleo-Orthodoxy, Christian fundamentalism, modernism, and liberalism. You have related movements, non-denominational churches and house churches. It's organized crime, it's devil worship. The American Restoration movement, Stone Campbell movement churches. Now, the Catholic Church. Don't be confused about the American Restoration movement. They're trying to tell you that they're trying to go back to the first century church. When you say it's first century church, you're talking about Saint Ignatius of Antioch. You understand? The Catholic Church. You remember Saint Ignatius of Antioch? The one who wrote several letters. One of the letters that Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote, he wrote a letter to the Smyrnaeans, and that was in the first century. In one of those letters that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. Catholic Church. Now, after he wrote that letter to the Smyrnaeans, you know what happened. uh, he was martyred in front of 50,000 Romans at the Roman Colosseum in Rome. Saint Ignatius of Antioch was eaten alive by lions. Now, oh boy. And remember the historian Tertullian, the historian in the first century. See, there was a Catholic church in the first century. You understand? And so, when you hear about the American Restoration Movement, Stone Campbell movement churches, and they talking about going back to the first century church, they talking about the Catholic Church. They talking about the Catholic Church in the first century. Don't be confused. Because they were saying they were Christians. They were Christian, that's what they say. The Catholic Church, they say, we Christian. You know what that is when you say that, right? We finna get to it. But that's what they talking about. They talking about going to the first century church. See? The Catholic Church. So don't be confused. Don't be confused. Now, the Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, the Church of Christ congregations, the Christian Church Disciples of Christ. It's organized crime. It's devil worship. You got to see it. That's devil worship. You got to see it. Now, it's some more. The Zoroastrians, the prophet of the Zoroastrians, you know what it is. Organized crime. The devil worship. And now we talk about Islam. Prophet Muhammad, the Muslims, Prophet Ali, the Prophet Muhammad, the Sunni Muslims, and Prophet Ali, the Shiite Muslims, Islam, and the Baha'i. They had a prophet, and he wrote all this stuff. And then the Sikhs, he'll know, called himself a prophet and wrote some kind of book and all this. But even before Muhammad and even before Zoroastrian, as you see, the Catholic Church. And then after the Catholic Church, Zoroastrian, and then there was some more people calling themselves, being a prophet and all that. But that's organized crime. It's devil worship. It's devil worship. And then think about the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, the American Muslim Society, and then what's his name? Khalid Muhammad used to be. He affiliated with the Nation of Islam, PhD. Started the new Black Panther Party, and all these various black Hebrew Israelites, and the Rastafarian movement, and and think about Pan-Africanism. See, all this stuff is, it's organized crime. It's devil worship. See, a lot of people don't know. See, that's the thing about it. See, when you hear somebody say organized crime, and then you say devil worship, see, a lot of people don't know because they haven't been taught, and so you have this reaction. You understand? But see, you don't even understand why you're reacting. You just, you don't know. So let's deal with it, man. Now. Devil worship, theistic Satanism, and atheistic Satanism, Satanism. New religious movement, anti-cult movement. Western esotericism, Western mystery tradition. Then there's some other words. Arcane. Occultism, arcane, esoteric, spiritualism, and theosophy, anthroposophy. You know. If it's on, Instagram will always, give me a lot, time. But if my Instagram, run out of time, still, I'm gonna go, I always have my YouTube channel recording, and I'm gonna go over to Periscope and start, I have a little more time to go be as thorough and going in depth and, be, attention to detail, go in detail. So, devil worship, theistic Satanism. Now, theistic Satanism or spiritual Satanism is an umbrella term for religious belief that's considered Satan as an objectively existing supernatural being or force worthy of supplication, with whom individuals may contact, convene, and even praise, rather than him being just an archetype, symbol, or idea as an divine Satanism. Right. Now, some of the groups they call themselves Satanists, and Satanism, the Children of the Black Rose. We have some terms like dark pagan, left hand path, black magic, and occult traditions, the Wiccans, Church of Satan, Luciferianism, the Order of Phosphorus, the Black Order of the Dragon, the Assembly of Light Bearers. We got another group called the Order of Nine Angels. Then you have another group called the Order of Nine Angels, also a Satanic Reds. Satanism, say that their Satanism had a communist element, dark deism, the first church of Satan. Then you had another group called the Temple of the Black Light. Then you had another group called the Temple Set. Yeah, another group called the 600 Club, and and then you had we was talking about this last time, and we keep mentioning it, but people be going back in the past, and so it says here the earliest verifiable theistic Satanist group was a small group called the Ophite Cultus Satanis, which was created in Ohio in 1948. It said that the Ophite Cultus Satanis was inspired by the ancient Ophite sect of Gnosticism and the horn god of Wicca. The group was dependent upon its founding leader and therefore dissolved after his death in 1975. But you see how the people be going back. They go back into history, and then they be trying to dig up all this info. And then you have Satanists. Now, Satanism is a group of Satanism is a group of ideological and philosophical beliefs based on Satan. Contemporary religious practice of Satanism began with the founding of the Church of Satan in 1966. Although a few historical precedents exist prior to the public practice, Satanism existed primarily as an accusation by various Christian groups toward perceived ideological opponents rather than a self-identity. Satanism and the concept of Satan is also being used by artists and entertainers for symbolic expression. And accusations that various groups have been practicing Satanism have been made throughout much of Christian history. During the Middle Ages, the Inquisition attached to the Roman Catholic Church and led to various heretical Christian sects and groups such as the Knights Templar and the Cathars performed secret satanic rituals. In the subsequent early modern period, the belief in a widespread satanic conspiracy of witches resulted in mass trials of alleged witches across Europe and the North American colonies. Accusations that satanic conspirators were actively behind events such as Protestantism and conversion to Protestant claimed that the Pope was the Antichrist, and the French Revolution continued. French Revolution. Conspiracy reached new heights with the influence of tax hosts of France. In the 1890s, which claimed that Freemasonry worshipped Satan, Lucifer, and Baal-myth in their rituals. In the 1980s and 1990s, the satanic ritual abuse hysteria spread through the United States and United Kingdom amid fears that groups of Satanists were regularly sexually abusing and murdering children in their rights. In most of these cases, there is no corroborating evidence that any of those accused of Satanism were actually practitioners of a satanic religion or guilty of the allegations leveled at them. Since the 19th century, various small groups have emerged that identify as Satanists or use satanic iconography. Satanist groups that appeared after the 1960s are widely diverse. The two major trends are theistic Satanism and atheistic Satanism. Theistic Satanists venerate Satan as a spiritual deity, viewing him not as omnipotent but rather as a patriarch. In contrast, atheistic Satanists regard Satan as merely a symbol of certain human traits. Contemporary religious Satanism is a predominant American phenomenon. The ideas spread elsewhere with the effects of globalization and the internet. The internet spreads awareness of other Satanists and also the main battleground for Satanist disputes. Satanism started to reach Central and Eastern Europe in the 1990s, in time with the fall of the Soviet Union, and most noticeably in Poland and Lithuania, predominant Roman Catholic countries. Now, cult. Borrowed in English, the term cult has come to usually refer to a social group defined by its unusual religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs or its common interest in a particular personality, object, or goal. This sense of the term is controversial and it has divergent definitions in both popular culture and academia, and it also has been an ongoing source of contention among scholars across several fields of study. It is usually considered pejorative. In the sociological classification of religious movements, a cult is a social group with socially deviant or novel beliefs and practices. A new religious movement is a religious community or spiritual group of modern origin since the mid-1800s, which has a peripheral place within a society's dominant religious culture. New religious movement can be novel in origin or part of a wider religion, in which case they are distinct from pre-existing denominations. Anti-cult movement. In the 1940s, the long-held opposition by some established Christian denominations to non-Christian religions and or supposedly heretical or counterfeit Christian sects crystallized into a more organized Christian countercult movement in the United States. For those belonging to the movement, our religious group claimed to be Christian but deemed outside of Christian orthodoxy were considered cults. Western esotericism. Western esotericism, also called esotericism, and sometimes the Western mystery, is a term under which scholars have categorized a wide range of loosely related ideas and movements which have developed within Western society. These ideas are currents are united by the fact that they are largely distinct both from Orthodox Judeo-Christian religion. Okay, well, I'm finna run out of time, so everybody, I'm finna start my Instagram finna run out, but I'm finna start my Periscope video, so, ran out of time on my Instagram, so I'm finna go do my Periscope. They're gonna pick right back up. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis in the county sheriff of the state of Tennessee. Today date is early Sunday morning, February the 10th, 2019. The time 1:57 a.m. First, say thank you to all my family, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now these are just a few. Remember these words. Remember these words. Coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Now, I just finished doing my Instagram video. I ran out of time, and so now I'm doing my Periscope video. And while I'm doing my Periscope video, like just like like I was running my doing my Instagram video, I have my YouTube channel recorded. And so, like I said, when I was doing my Instagram video, I ran out of time. But I'm doing my Periscope video now, and I'm going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they are a gang, they are a gangster. People saying they are mob, they are mobster. When you put that stir on the end, I have to complain and speak out. Because everybody didn't go to school. And see, the history of America is very important. See, when you said all that stuff, remember, just like saying boss, all them slaves came over from sub-Saharan Africa who did not speak English. And the people who was involved in the slave trade, you remember those pirates? You remember the pirates? And the English-speaking people and the German-speaking people, the Latin-speaking people, and just the people who were involved in slavery, period. The Afro-Asiatic people, just the people in sub-Saharan Africa who was involved in the slave trade. People whoever was involved in the slave trade. The people who were brought over to be slaves. You understand? They did not speak English. The people who were brought to be slaves, the Niger Congo, the people from sub-Saharan, the overwhelming majority, 99.9%, the overwhelming majority, Niger Congo, they did not speak English. So when you said boss, they didn't know what you said. They didn't understand what you said. When you said gang and mob and all, they didn't know what you said. Just like you didn't understand what they were saying. Saying that's important. That's important. It's important. History is important. It's very important. When you put that stir on the end, See, remember we was going to the dictionary, the online dictionary. Remember we went on online dictionary, Merriam-Webster online dictionary, dictionary.com. Merriam-Webster's third new international dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary. You put that stir on the end, and that's the reason why I continue to speak out and complain. And people saying they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook, they're a hoodlum, they're a mac and a player. People saying they're a pimp and a whore. People saying they're a hustler. People even saying they're a nigga. Feel a nigga how a nigga. But people say that. It's some ignorant nonsense. People all over the earth use, communicate. Use language. It's street slang. There's nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. Some children's games, for example, hopscotch, tic-tac-toe. And then think about music, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doing wop, being bop, for example. There's nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Think about money. We can go to the quick reference. Wikipedia. We can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia, and we can look up money, currency exchange. Money, currency exchange, and people make up street slang all over the world for money, currency exchange. Now, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange here in the United States of America: bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah. There's nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. And Benjamin, dead president, nothing official, nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now think about this. You say all that street slang stuff. I always use myself. I did graduate high school. I do have some years of college. I haven't earned my social degree yet. I do intend to go back to Monroe College online and earn my social degree in business administration with a concentration mark. I got to pay all them student loans back. So I do intend on earning my social degree. But I just took a break now. But now some people, they didn't go that far in school, but they earned a GED. Then you have those people who just didn't go that far in school. You don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know social study, you don't know science and technology because you didn't go that far in school. And then, knowing vocational technical training. Now I know about on-the-job training. I know about people being, people who say they've been self-taught, they learn. But still, you didn't go that far in school. So when it comes to vocational technical training, you just don't know. Because you didn't go that far in school. That don't mean you can't learn. You just didn't go that far in school. It's already a proven fact all over the earth. Everybody had an ability and a capacity to learn. You just didn't go to fire school. And so when it comes to street slang, you put that stir on the end. You didn't go that far in school. So when you say stuff, you didn't go that far in school. Now, the people that did go, they graduated high school, they went to college, earned a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. The sorority and the fraternity. The sorority and fraternity. Now, Harvard University, the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693. It is the second oldest institution of higher learning. Now, there's nothing official, nothing right about no sorority fraternity. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary, and is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi, first sorority founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November the 11th, 1874. At Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York, as you can see, there's nothing official, there's nothing right about no sorority or fraternity. The basis of the sorority and fraternity, them old world secret societies. The old world secret society. For example, the Eastern Stars, the Freemasons. They be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390-1425. They be talking about him in that Hollywood manuscript, the Regis poem, and also in that Cook manuscript. And it's another manuscript, the Dowling manuscript. Now, some examples of them old world secret societies. Skull and Bones, the Rosicrucians, the Sons of Liberty, the Thug Society, the Private Scion, the Ordo Templi Orientis, the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Redmond, the Pure Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemason, and the Lower Order of Moose. You know about the Elks, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Matthias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Foresters Society, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grain, the Ancient Order of Urban Man. It's some more. It's some more. And you have the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonarian, the Black Hand, Mafia. Now when you say Mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. That's Afro-Asiatic. When you say Cosa Nostra, that's Latin. That's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osiris, and some more. So like I said, when I was doing my Instagram video, being that, this is Black History Month, the month of February here in the United States of America, is what they call Black History Month. And since we talking about the sorority and fraternity, in them old world secret societies. You know, like I was saying, you know, for example, the historically black colleges and universities, Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, and so on and so forth. And being that this is Black History Month, you know, like the sorority and fraternity, stir, put gang, gangster, mobster, put stir on the end. Say boss. What's up, boss? What's up, blood? What's up, cuz? You know, being that this Black History Month, you know, what's up, Mac? What's up, player? Y'all, what's up, my nigga? What's up? They go my nigga. They go my nigga. Oh, that's my hoe right there. You know. Oh man, I'm pimping, man. You know I'm a pimp, man. You know I'm pimping. Man, I'm straight hustling, man. I'm just hustling, man. I'm doing my thing. I'm just straight hustling. I'm hustling, man. I'm out here hustling. You know. Oh man, you know what's up with me, man. I'm mobbing, man. You know I'm just mobbing, and you know I'm a real G. I'm a real G. What's up, G? Like I said, you know, this Black History Month, you know, and the sorority and fraternity. Sorority and fraternity, them old world secret societies. You know, now let me say this. Now, you know the truth, when you tell the truth. Because one thing for sure, Eric, don't tell the truth. Don't tell the truth. And you see the thing about this, see about when you tell the truth, the sorority and fraternity, it gets real dangerous for the sorority and fraternity when Eric tell the truth. Because see, you be trying to influence Eric with the lie that you told. What's up, G? I'm a real G. What's up, Mac? What's up, player? What's up, blood? What's up, cuz? See, Eric gonna tell the truth and get real dangerous for you. Sorority and fraternity. See, it's not safe. See, when Eric tell the truth, when Eric exposed the sorority and fraternity for lying, you know what you really done? You tried to lie to Eric. It gets real dangerous for the sorority and fraternity. It's not safe for the sorority and fraternity because you tried to lie to Eric. And when you try to lie to Eric, that's not smart. That's not a smart thing to do. That's a stupid thing to do. It's not safe. Being that this Black History Month, people all over the world, see, this is what I want people all over the world to see. I want you to take the opportunity to see the same thing that I'm seeing. Being that this Black History Month, history, you be seeing how they be talking about history. Do you see the things that they don't tell you? Do you see how they try to exploit the African American community? They don't tell you everything. They don't tell you the truth. The sorority and fraternity be lying. See, it gets real dangerous for you. It gets dangerous for the sorority and fraternity. Because you be lying. You be lying. Now, Eric not in no hurry to spend the rest of my life in the penitentiary. I having to kill one of these, for lying. But like I said, see, when you lie, it just ain't everybody, but Eric had to But see, Eric, no. See, you tried to lie to me. You tried to lie to Eric. No. That's not a smart thing to do. That's a very stupid thing to do. That's a very stupid thing to do. See, you don't supposed to do that. You don't supposed to do that. You brought that on yourself. It's not safe. It's not safe. See, because you brought that, see, when you instigate and when you provoke by lying, because that's what you be trying to influence people with the Constitution. Talking about you got freedom of expression and freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and freedom of religion and freedom of opinion. You just go on and on. You just be lying. You just be lying. You be using and misusing the Constitution. See, the United States Department of Justice, they tell everybody, domestic and foreign, that first of all, organized crime is a crime. It's wrong. They tell everybody, domestic and foreign, what you call, what was that you said, boss, and what's up cuz, and what's up blood, and what's up Mac, what's up player, and that you a thug, and you a nigga, what's up, I'm a real nigga, and all that, I'm a real G, what's up gangster, and I'm mobbing, and you just running your mouth. See, the United States Department of Justice, the United States Department, they tell everybody, domestic and foreign,